Hello, today's video is going to be the first of many Addendum videos to the Projectiles 101 series. I want to spend the bulk of the main videos going over weapon classes or just groupings of weapons, but sometimes there's mechanics I would like to delve into separately from those. That's what these Addendum videos will be for. They'll be short and delve into a single mechanic briefly. The mechanic I want to dive into today is the vertical angle in which your fired shots initially travel. I briefly touched on this in part 1 of the series, but I didn't really go into detail about it, and I think it's an important enough mechanic to warrant a video like this. In part 1, I said that shooters can fire upwards at up to a 75-degree angle and downwards at up to a negative 70-degree angle, with a natural firing angle of 5 degrees. What does this mean exactly? Well, simply put, if you move your camera as far upwards as you can, your shots will travel initially at a 75-degree angle relative to the ground. If you move your camera as far downwards as you can, your shots will initially travel at a negative 70-degree angle relative to the ground. If you keep your camera at a neutral angle, which I believe occurs when you press Y, then your shots will travel at a 5-degree angle. I don't know exactly why shooters have a 5-degree natural firing angle like this, but I guess the devs thought it felt better. This natural firing angle is also why all the demos from part 1 showed a shooter firing at a 5-degree angle. However, since the longer range shooters tend to need to look down in order to hit a target on level ground, it might have been better to take some creative liberties there, or maybe add a simulation showing how each weapon's path changes as it looks up or down. Oh well, there's so much to go over in this series and I can't get to everything in a single video without going mad, so maybe I'll just put out another Addendum video with all those simulations in the future if there's demand for it. Anyways, getting back on track here, not all weapons fire at the same angles that shooters do. For example, chargers can fire between 60 and negative 65 degrees with a neutral firing angle of 0 degrees. Here's a firing comparison between Jet Squelcher and Swiffer, where both of them are looking down as much as possible. You can see that the Jet Squelcher fires at an angle that's a decent bit sharper than the Swiffer. Comparing them firing upwards shows it even more clearly. When they both reset their cameras, the Swiffer fires straight forwards while Jet fires a bit upwards. This mechanic isn't super important most of the time, aside from a few edge cases which I'm sure some of you guys are screaming about in the comments already. But I wanted to put this video out now so you guys understand what I mean when I mention maximum, minimum, and natural/neutral firing angles in the future. Anyways, thank you all so much for the support on this series so far, it really means a lot to me. The next video in the series is going to be about chargers, and it won't be super long, so expect to be out soon barring some catastrophic laziness on my end, probably in about a week or so. That's all for now, I'll see you guys next time.